Look up at the night sky. Imagine the moon is not alone. Imagine Earth surrounded by colossal glowing rings stretching across the horizon. If Earth had rings like Saturn, the world would never look the same. Days, nights, even human history itself would have been rewritten under their watchful glow. Today, let's step into an alternate reality, one where Earth is crowned with rings of ice and rock, a cosmic halo that changes everything. Imagine standing outside on a quiet night. Above you, instead of a single moon, the sky is dominated by a shimmering band stretching from horizon to horizon. The rings blaze in silver and gold, illuminated by the sun. Unlike Saturn's distant bands, Earth's rings would hover close, looming so large they would take up half the sky. During the day, the rings would glow faintly, visible even in the bright blue atmosphere. At sunrise and sunset, they'd ignite in fiery colors, painting the heavens with streaks of crimson and violet. Every culture, from ancient shamans to early astronomers, would see the rings as a divine crown, shaping myths and religions. But beauty would come with strangeness. In the tropics, the rings would arc directly overhead, a perfect cosmic bridge. Closer to the poles, they'd slice across the sky like tilted rainbow blades. The stars behind them would blink and shimmer as fragments of ice and rock shifted in orbit. Earth would feel smaller beneath their constant presence. Every child would grow up never knowing a plain night sky, only a world painted by this celestial crown. Life under the rings would change more than the sky. It would change the rhythm of days and nights. Depending on where you live, the rings could block sunlight, casting vast shadows over regions of the planet. Some places would never see true night again, as the rings reflect sunlight like a giant cosmic mirror. Imagine midnight in the desert, yet the world glowing softly as if under permanent twilight. Cities would be bathed in celestial light even without the moon. Ancient farmers might have worked longer under illuminated skies, reshaping how early civilizations grew crops and built societies. Perhaps human culture advanced faster, stories written in the glow of rings instead of firelight. But the rings would also bring chaos. Shadows shifting across continents could alter weather patterns. Sunlight blocked by the thickest parts of the rings might cool parts of Earth, while other areas heat more intensely. Entire climates could shift, shaping where civilizations rise and fall. And the moon, our familiar companion, would compete for attention. Instead of being Earth's lone jewel, it would orbit within a cosmic theater, its light weaving through the shadowed patterns of the rings. Lunar eclipses would paint surreal images, the moon glowing crimson, framed by silver arcs cutting across the heavens. But how would such rings exist? Earth's gravity could hold a massive system of ice and rock, just like Saturn. The material might come from a shattered moon, torn apart by Earth's tidal forces, or from a giant asteroid collision billions of years ago. The rings would orbit just beyond the atmosphere, made of countless icy fragments, some as small as dust, others as large as mountains. From Earth's surface, they'd appear solid and smooth, but up close, they'd be chaotic, billions of shards colliding and dancing in endless orbits. Space travel would become dangerous. Satellites and spacecraft would have to carefully navigate gaps in the rings, threading through cosmic minefields of debris. The International Space Station might never exist, since stable orbits close to Earth would be blocked by the dense rings. Humanity's leap into space might have been delayed for centuries. And what about meteors? The rings could act like a shield, breaking apart incoming asteroids before they strike Earth. Without them, history might look different. Perhaps no extinction of the dinosaurs, perhaps no rise of humans. Or perhaps the rings themselves would rain destruction, fragments dragged by gravity into fiery collisions with the atmosphere. A ringed Earth would not just change nature, it would reshape our imagination. From the first humans to look at the sky to modern astronomers, the rings would dominate our thoughts. Ancient civilizations might have carved them into temples, painted them onto sacred scrolls, and worshipped them as cosmic guardians. Even today, tourism and culture would transform. Cities with the best views of the rings would be global wonders, like modern space pilgrimage sites. Poets, artists, and filmmakers would never tire of capturing their beauty. Earth would be the jewel of the solar system, not just a blue marble, but a crowned world, unlike any other planet. But the rings would also remind us of fragility. Over millions of years, rings can fade, their particles pulled into the atmosphere or scattered into space. The crown of Earth might one day vanish, leaving the sky empty once more. And then there is the biggest mystery. What stories would humanity tell, living under a cosmic crown that stretched across the heavens? Would we see ourselves as chosen, special among the planets? Or would the rings remind us how small and temporary we truly are, compared to the eternal cosmos?